like.
No. Because I've got like 5 of these.
All right, I have 9 o'clock. So I will call the meeting or Green Mountain Water and Sanitation District special meeting to order. Today, July 18th at 9:02. So we'll call the roll. Karen Morgan present.
Roger Wendell, present.
Hicks present.
Thanks.
Does that, we
There is-
technically not have a quorum, do we?
We have a quorum.
Oh, we do?
We need 3. Correct,
Okay.
Ellen? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So we have a quorum, we can proceed. I just want to make sure there's nobody else online that is a director. Okay. All right,
Can you hear me now?
I can hear, yes. D
Okay,
is
all right.
Dave, Director Wickman.
Yeah, I'm on Zoom.
Fantastic, and Director Wickman on Zoom. Okay. Well, we definitely have. All right, we'll move into public comment. We have public comment will be 5-minute speaking time for anybody who wishes to make a comment. We do not have anybody in the room. Ludmilla, your hand is raised. The floor is yours.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How is everybody doing? I just had my virgin, what is it? Oh, I can't even think, Bloody Mary this morning. I wanted to enjoy it, but you guys started too early, so I had to drink it down real fast.
Does that mean it's just V8 tomato juice?
Oh yeah, the hot and spicy one, a little bit Tabasco, a little lime. Oh boy, does that make a good one in the morning. I do it every other day, so that day that it comes up, I can't wait. So now I'm drinking my coffee and I was gonna sit down and watch a little news, but you guys had to do this meeting at 9 in the morning. What the hell's wrong with you guys? Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, okay, let's get to the point why I am here. I'm just still trying to figure out about the ravine and the structures and the piping and the liability. And it's as if, you know, I don't know, I know there's negotiations going on, but it's kind of been like real hush hush. We haven't been updated since April. I want the bridge in the middle to be, well, written. Let me say written, because I saw Todd's head go back like she's wrong on that one. But no, since April, there wasn't anything on the website or anything to kind of lead us that way to say there was something being done. The negotiations are going great on Green Mountain side, I hope. Now, I just worry about the city of Lakewood. They always back out of things. They always try to bully people. And I'm just concerned that if we let them get away with what they want and make us pay for us, number one, the customers will not be happy, me for one. And also, if we let them do that, they're going to just walk all over us. They have a tendency of doing that. And I think that will be it. I wasn't going to get into all the major reasons or anything. And I don't like calling out board members. I was on a board at many boards, and I don't like when they call out the board. I'm just concerned. And if it's our attorney that's doing it, I hope he stands up for the constituents. And that's about it. I think that's short and sweet. And I wish I didn't gulp down my Bloody Mary, because now I have to drink my coffee with nothing in it. All right, guys, you have a good day, and I hope everything goes well for everyone.
Thank you, Ludmilla.
Thank you. I didn't see anybody else online. So we will close public comment. I skipped over approval of the agenda. Does anybody have anything to change? Director Wickman, anything to change on the agenda?
Nope.
Okay. The only thing on the agenda today was the discussion regarding employee compensation that we held over from a previous meeting. So let me frame that a little bit. One housekeeping matter was that we set this time so that there would be, if we needed to do any discussion with employees, it would be available to them. I did reach out about that, both for executive session needs and for public discussion needs. And we do not have there were no takers on that. So the discussion will be limited to the board, and we'll try and honor employee wishes not to drag them into a public discussion. Where we left it at the June meeting was that we had approved the 4% raises for everybody. And there was discussion about doing more for some employees. The healthcare was also questioned, being considered. So during this last month, maybe we've had some other time to do some research and figure out what everybody, where your thoughts are at for some specific motions. There's also a suggestion from the employees, something that would work. So I'll just open it up, see if anybody has any place to start.
I wanted to start with a motion, and I'm not dead set on this, but I've given it a lot of thought, and I'm thinking that maybe we should table all of this until we hire the new district manager, give that person a couple of months to get up to speed, and then involve them in this discussion for any change in benefits, bonuses to employees who are doing higher level duty, those kinds of things. It just seems to me it'd be more appropriate to get the new person on board, get that person settled a bit, and then make this kind of decision. And I'm poised to make a motion in that regard, but if you have any other thoughts.
Well, to me, I mean, as far as like the people that are doing the extra work, I don't know that district manager, no district manager, I'm not sure that to me is relevant. I mean, they're doing extra work, and I think that we need to compensate them accordingly for that up until the time that person is there and is in place. So that part, on the benefit part, I mean, I guess I haven't thought through to what, so I guess from your thinking, what would be the advantage of having a new district manager discuss benefits versus us discussing benefits?
I don't want to miss anybody's names, but Doug, Josh, Jess, Sam, I think are the primary employees we're concerned with, and I apologize if I'm missing a name. But in that regard, we appreciate them doing the work that they're doing. They're helping the district survive during this absence or this vacancy. But we don't know what the duration is going to be. So that's why, to me, it's important to at least wait until we have a new person at least on board. And then I'd like to defer to them for their judgment based on their experience as to what they think would be appropriate or customary.
Okay. And see, I don't know, I mean, to me, this is a unusual situation.
Yeah.
In my mind. Hopefully other districts are not dealing with absence of,
Continuous
managers.
absence.
Yes, correct. There's the polite way to put that. And so I don't know why I had printed out the information on, like where Doug had sent over, where he talked about the benefits and the other, and I put that someplace really safe. Exactly where I can't find it. So I was looking, I went to my office this morning at 8 and I looked for like 45 minutes. So I don't even know exactly where I put it, but I wanted to look at that again. And to me, like the stuff that they're working on now, I mean, if it takes us a month or 6 months or something, I guess in my vision, I would see that, or I think we should be doing something as we're going along. Cause it's not like to wait to kind of the end. And then like second guess going back is not my favorite choice. But I think it does, I mean, on the people that are directly taking on the additional load, I mean, I think they need to have, be fairly compensated during that time, in my mind. I mean,
That
everything
makes sense, sure.
Again, like on the benefits, I pretty much understand that part. And like I said, I'm not sure. I guess for the districts, I know that wherever, from our discussion that, oh gosh, who's the guy that left and went to Consolidated? Austin. Thank you, Austin. I know that they, at their place, what they were giving them full benefits. And then one of the things that, I guess has not, really been discussed is so like if we do something like that, then I don't know how our benefits, maybe this is a question for Doug. So like typically, do we just keep the same plans going? Do we choose from like 4 or 5 different plans every year? I guess I don't have a good breadth of knowledge of that, or.
Yeah, so we meet with our insurance broker, it's actually CBT through the pool.
Right.
USDA, and they'll present us options, and currently we pick 3 different options to offer.
Yeah, that sounds like what we do. Okay.
Yeah. And that can change year to year too.
Right, so if something becomes better, something becomes worse, or. Gotcha. So, I guess, just my thinking on there is I'm not sure again how, maybe the new district manager, they could tell us what they did at their previous place of employment, if they were in a water district.
Right, we don't.
If
know
they
that.
were not in one, then that would be irrelevant. So anyway,
How about something like, just thinking out loud, because I wasn't going in this direction when I arrived at the meeting. Maybe something like $1,000 additional each month for each of the 4 employees that are engaged in these extra duties. And 1 month being calculated from the date of Mr. Tyus's departure. So $1,000, whatever that date is each month,
right,
and until we find a permanent replacement. And then at that time, consider the benefits, the health benefits question.
I could consider that. What do you,
I'm just,
Dave? Do you think, Karen?
Director Rickman, do you want to weigh in?
Well, just overall, I guess 2 things. Number one, I agree with Todd that right now, the ones that are doing extra duty need to have special recognition and, need some funding right now. Now past that, then I agree with Roger. Part of good management is for the manager to be able to make those sort of recommendations to the board. So like I say, if we can kind of split it up that way, do a little bit right now for the 4, and then look at doing the rest of them, when the manager comes on board and we have a chance to everybody look at it. That's my input.
Okay. I've heard a couple things. First, I don't like at all the idea of punting to the new manager, because
I'm gonna say it again.
I don't like punting to the new manager. I don't want to delay the decision. I thought that was the point. We needed to do something. That's why we scheduled this special meeting. We need to do something now. So if we're doing something now, then it's now, and I don't want to keep bringing it up. I like to make the staff these decisions and be done with it. And frankly, I don't want to bring it up again for the rest of the year, because this does drag on. I also don't think it's fair. It's going to be hard to walk into
Thank you.
a new job and make that kind of hefty decision in the first week of your employment. You don't know the background, you don't know the job duties, you don't know anything. So that's not something I'm in favor of, but as you know, I am not in favor of any of this. This is not going to be something you have all mentioned, doing extra duties. I have asked for those extra duties. I have asked for that to be written down. What are you doing? And I have received none of it. So I'm not going to be in favor of anything that we're discussing here. So you can do that. It will, what duties do you think are going on?
Well, someone's having to obviously deal with all of Jeff's emails, any requests he's being asked to do, whether it be for clients, whether it be, I'm assuming they're picking up like his reporting, his answering of clients or people, whether they're wanting water taps, whether they're wanting, like, say it's the federal center, and compliance issues. And if, like, say, if he was overseeing like operational, I don't know, talking for Josh, I don't know Josh at all. But obviously he is probably making operational decisions by himself, which he's probably, as long as he's been here, I'm sure he's adept at that, and so, but he has the responsibility that probably what Jeff was bearing, now Josh is bearing.
You could assume that. You could also
So,
assume.
I mean, there has, I mean, some things are having to take place, period. I mean, whether Jeff is here or not. And so,
So put yourself, this is going back a little while, but put yourself in the place of these employees who have been doing this in and out for managers for 4 years now. Is it 4 or 5 years? I was only 3 years, so 4 years. Many of that is, and that's why this kind of is a long-term discussion. We needed to figure out which ones they just kind of gave up getting back to the district manager. So what does the district manager do? That would have helped us to know, what does the district manager do? A lot of things that you're talking about have gone to the district engineer that we hired, federal center. Compliance issues like that, permits, that we did hire somebody to take over a lot of that.
right, from that side of it.
And the operations, budgeting, the stuff that they, all of that, that you
Right.
think that would have some oversight and district manager input. Anyway. You can make the assumptions. I'm looking for some facts and I don't have anything to hang my hat on there, so that's where I am at with that. What you're suggesting, Director Wendell, is $1,000 a month extra while this is going on. That was exactly the proposal that came from the staff. So if you would like to bring that, that's about a 15% increase per month.
Where does the percentage come from?
That's percentage per month of salary that you are giving. $1,000 a month is about 15% raise per month. 15% bonus per month.
But they're each at a different level of pay. How could it be 15% across?
I asked for an average.
Oh, an average, okay. excuse me.
Yeah.
One thing we should clarify is maybe we should split this decision as far as medical benefits and the monthly bonus should be two different discussions.
I agree. So
Okay.
right now, just looking at the monthly bonus.
And I appreciate exactly what you're saying. I'd like to see things quantified, written down. But it's difficult because there's been so much change in the last 4 or 5 years here. And I would like to rely on the new manager to kind of codify things and stabilize things if we can ever come to that point. Because I know a little bit of what Jesse and Sam do. I don't follow Doug and Josh so much, but I do know they're making some command decisions on things related to security and cyber and all of that, that probably would be deferred to the district manager normally. And I would leave it up to the new district manager to decide who's responsible for what, who has what level of authority. But until then, we have to rely on these 4 plus Mike. So I'm comfortable with the bonus. The only difference I would have had is I would have waited, but after listening to Director Hooks, it makes sense to, provide more immediate reward because we have no idea how long this is going to drag on. So I'm in favor of the $1,000 a month. That's kind of where I'm at now. I've changed my mind a little bit. Granted, we don't have anything written down, nothing's recorded. But I'm comfortable with that under these circumstances. This is kind of an unusual situation, I think, for any district.
Well, I didn't go through the last one, so I mean, this is brand new to me, but I guess. What I don't want is, after talking to a number of the employees, what I just don't want is, I don't want to end up in a situation where. We essentially are just beating people up and lowering their morale. That's the last thing I want in this situation. To me, we need to be coming alongside them and be more supportive and because in effect, we kind of potentially created the turmoil. And so I then kind of leave it up to us to rectify the turmoil.
That's a good point.
It would be a good point. I don't see that it has any bearing whatsoever. We did not clean up the fact that this was exactly what you are saying. Exactly what you are saying. Is that we left the duties on people who shouldn't be, and I'm just saying, they're used to this now. We should have, the first priority of the last district manager that we hired, and it didn't get handled. So now we are cleaning that up. We still do not have the data to do that correctly. So what you are suggesting is kind of a just because bonus.
I don't know that I would call it that. I still
Instead
think
of-
it's, still think it's a matter of. I mean. Trying to think of a simplistic way to sum this up. I think that with. The number of district managers that have been gone through and with. Between the recall. The struggles, the stress, the added burdens that were placed on them, and these burdens weren't just placed on them. Like, here, I mean, they probably had to bear this now for 3 years. I mean, a number of years, not just like 3 months, like 3 years. And to me, I just, in my mind, I think that we need to make things right.
I understand. It seems like though you're forgetting that we've had this conversation a couple times. So we did give bonuses for some of these situations before. And
Correct.
we're piling on and repeating. So what probably needs to happen now is for somebody to make a motion. And what would you like to do about it?
Well, then I will make a motion that, the 4, whether it's, Sam, Doug, Jesse and Josh, that I guess I like the timing. Using Roger's thinking that from the point of Jeff Tice's leading, that we provide $1,000 a month bonus to each of the people. I mean, until such time that we have a new district manager in place. And that be, obviously, I don't know if it would be retroactive. Well, we're not even at a month, are we? Is it the 26th? I can't remember what day he.
23rd.
23rd, yeah. So as of the 23rd, then they would accrue their first. But on whatever check that would be.
I second that.
Okay, any further discussion, Director Whitman?
I'd like to add,
Yeah, what I want to say is pretty much what Todd is saying. My concern right now is that we're in a very vulnerable situation. We can argue whose fault it is. I don't see anybody at fault, but the reality is we have a lot of challenges going on right now. And under this circumstances, I don't want to take any chances. Right now, I don't want to lose any of those 4 people. And so my only question is, have Roger, has anybody really talked to them to see that that's really what they want? Because at the end of the day, my goal is to keep them in place and keep the organization up and running. If this will do it, then that's the way I want to go. If it won't do it, then, again, maybe we need to look at it. But as of right now, I'm inclined to vote for the motion.
well,
This came from them, Director Whitman, originally.
to answer your question, Director Hooks and I met privately with some of the staff here a couple of weeks ago. And I can't speak for this staff directly or even Director Hooks, but my general feeling is that this is in the right direction. And, the amount is probably appropriate at this time. Again, I can't speak for the staff, but I think it would be considered acceptable. And one thing I wanted to add too, not to place blame, but backing up, I can appreciate our desire to have all these jobs quantified, written down, recorded and all of that. But in the future, I would like to have the district manager have a lot more autonomy than what we've been accustomed to around here, and rely on that person to delegate authority and do all the things that a district manager normally would, without having to be too concerned about having every aspect of the job written down and recorded and that kind of thing. That's just my general feeling. And that's why I wasn't too concerned about Mr. Tyus not having come up with complete answers for us as to what everybody's duty is. I just rely on a district manager to take care of those things in general, just my feeling.
Director Hooks, other discussion, anything else? All right, call the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
3 in favor, I oppose. Motion passes. I feel like there's missing one. We can't count to 5. Okay. On to the next.
I
thing.
voted twice.
All right, good. Both hands were up. Okay, good job. Next thing is the healthcare consideration.
Right.
I move that we table that until we have a new district manager on board. With a couple months of running time under that person's belt.
Just so that you're aware, this is something that comes up in budgeting times. So if we don't get this now decided, then it won't, it'll be hard to, this is a big expense to, well, what is it? It's about another 1%, but it would be better to have this in during budgeting time in November. So a couple months under your belt, no matter when we get a new manager in, would not be this fiscal year implementation. Where we could do it, it'll just be difficult.
Do we have a second, maybe we can discuss it?
Director Oaks, do you just, anybody?
Well, I was looking at here. Oh, it's all the same?
Yeah.
I was thinking it was more than one sheet. Thank you. So what, and I guess I'm here, and I don't know if I read it, so it ends up, so how much did, like, if we go to 100%, what does that end up like costing us a month, roughly, as a guess? Do you know that off the top of your head? Of benefits?
Total cost for,
Yeah, like what would the additional amount be?
so currently. The total invoice is roughly 33,000.
Right,
So 80% of that, the district will be paying 25, 26, so an extra 5 to 6. Sorry, those numbers aren't.
okay,
Is there a second for the motion to table? No motion fails. So it's under consideration now.
I would actually, honestly, at the 5,000 a month. I would also at this point, if this is what sets us up for the budget, I'm going to make a motion that we move to the 100% coverage. And that. When does our new plan year start? In October? I don't know how yours works.
No, it's.
Oh, it literally is. Okay. Does it matter, like from our standpoint, do we have to do this at any time, or can it start or change at any time? I didn't,
Yeah, so that's an internal policy, the 80%, but.
right,
Doesn't.
it has nothing to do with the invoice, okay.
Yeah.
I guess, and in my motion, I would state that we do that and we start that, say, September 1. So that would be for the last quarter of the year and then moving forward. So as of September 1, we would move the benefits to 100%.
How is that gonna affect budgeting for this year? Doug? Can we do that? I was thinking,
Well, yeah, as far as the budget, I remember our discussion.
we have
talking
plenty of
about,
budget.
capital projects or, even operational costs that are well below at this point, so. It'll make our benefits go up, but other areas are
Okay.
much
Yeah,
lower.
water revenues are going down and benefits are going up. So did I miss the last, so is it down about 20%?
Yeah, May and June were definitely much lower,
All right,
but cost of water is also lower.
right,
So,
that is my motion.
Okay, second,
I will second it if nobody else will.
all right, any discussion?
Yeah, question. So what do we pay currently? What does the district pay per month for all this healthcare? And what will that increase each month if this passes
so total invoice was approximately 33,000.
per month?
Yeah, total invoice per month for the medical benefits, life, long-term disability, all that. By taking or making it 100%, it would be about additional 5,000 to 6,000 for the district. So the employees.
So we're currently paying about 25 of the invoice.
So we pay 25,000 a month. We will end up paying 31,000 a month if this passes.
Correct. Well, sorry, I did my math bad. If it's 33, it'd be more like 28.
And
It's like 28 or something.
26.
It's 20 something.
So we'll say, just in round numbers, say 26,000 a month is what the district pays. The employees pay the difference.
Correct,
This will cost us an additional $6,000 a month.
correct, 5 to 6, correct.
Okay.
So you're talking 60 to $72,000 a year.
Okay. Again, we've already discussed this, it's coming up again, I didn't favor it the first time, I don't favor it this time, for the same reason, 100% to be equal is misdirecting us. I think, because it's moving it from an individual coverage to a family coverage. So it's an equal percentage, but it's not an equal amount, and it's not equal benefits. So I don't favor not equal benefits to people.
Okay.
Director Wickman, do you have anything to say?
No, I think I'll support it.
Any other discussion? All right, call the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Director Hooks, Director Wickman are in favor. All opposed? Director Wendell, Director Morgan opposed. Motion fails, it's a tie.
Well, we can bring it up again.
Yeah, I think that'd be appropriate.
You are welcome to do so. If you would like to keep repeating, that will be the third time that this has brought up, so keep that in mind.
No worries.
Any other compensation
This could
questions?
be the world's shortest meeting. Yay!
Did you discuss excusing Director Garner?
Did not. I have not heard from him.
Do we have to excuse the director? If
You
they're
don't have
excused, does that mean you get paid or something versus not getting paid, or does it matter?
You have-
After 3 unexcused absences, a vacancy occurs. So that's sort of a precautionary measure.
I had never heard that. Thank you, Dylan.
This would be his first.
This would be his first.
Yeah,
What,
it's not really a risk right now.
Yeah, is there such a thing as an excused absence then?
Yes.
Like
How do
if
you
you're
get
on
ex-
vacation,
How?
Yeah, if it's prearranged typically, or
Okay.
for good cause or whatever each board determines.
Is that a
Dylan-
motion?
Dylan, let me clarify that. I think you're correct that if you miss 3 consecutive meetings, you could be removed. But my impression was it wasn't necessarily automatic.
It's automatic.
There's no,
Yeah. The vacancy occurs by operation of law upon the third absence.
that's unexcused.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, do we need to make a motion?
If you want to
Never
excuse them, yes.
Okay, we have never done that before. We've had lots of absences, but it was normally just a announcement from whoever was leading. This person was not here. Okay.
You
so
can do it that way too. I don't know that it's actually formal action of the board, but it needs to be noted in the minutes somehow.
Okay.
Well, I would move that we designate his attendance as excused.
Just to make it formal. I
That
will
works for
second.
me.
I don't know. I will second. I assume that he got caught up in something today. All in favor,
Well, discussion.
the discussion?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this law or rule at all, but it seems to make sense if somebody, say unfortunately had passed away. It would be inappropriate for us to start excusing absences. I think it's fair to expect a director to contact somebody on the board or staff and just say, hey, I'm stuck in traffic, I can't make it today. I think it's easy enough for any of us to call in advance, so I would be opposed to excusing any absence after the fact.
okay.
I mean,
actually,
heaven forbid, he could have died this morning, we have no idea.
wow, we've got optimists on this board.
If he did, there's a vacancy.
Yeah, we don't even have to excuse him.
Thank you, Dylan.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna assume better thoughts, I guess,
Okay.
but, so all in favor, raise your hand.
Aye.
Director Wickman, Director Morgan in favor, all opposed.
Nay.
Director Hooks, Director Wendell opposed, motion fails, he is unexcused. Take that to mean, did anybody, it is too late now, explain my absence, Director,
They
last
did,
time?
correct, the medical,
I did have a family emergency last
Yeah.
time.
And you notified us in advance.
I notified somebody, yeah, and I didn't think they'd do the whole board, I apologize for that. That's
I don't know
my
that you
biggest
need
scandal.
I mean, to me, I think it's just. That people, someone knows.
Yeah, well, I was hoping to make it up until about 5 o'clock, so just emergency roads, you never know how they're gonna go. All right, any other business?
No.
All right, I adjourn,
Oh,
motion to adjourn the meeting,
I will make a motion to adjourn our meeting.
Second it.
all in favor? Aye,
Aye.
all in favor, thank you. Motion passes at 9:37.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.